Sports Entertained is recorded live at twitch.tv/baldyandthebeast. Come check us out every Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and watch the matches right along with us.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Bront.
I'm Willem.
And we are Baldy and the Beast. Welcome back to another great episode of Sports Entertained.
Yes.
What are we doing tonight, Willem?
Today we are watching Bret Hart versus Owen Hart from WrestleMania 10, the first of the Hart Brothers duology that we're going to be watching.
Ooh, we also, from a couple weeks ago, for those of you that remember, we did Shawn and Razor, their ladder match from this very same WrestleMania.
Hell yeah.
So, could you imagine getting a Mania now with 2 5-star matches on it?
I know, right? Well, I mean, we got a takeover that had 2 5-star matches on it.
I forgot about that. You are right. And that was a hell of a takeover, too.
It was a hell of a takeover.
You can tell because it was good because all you had to do was say a takeover that was really good. And I was like, oh, yeah. The one in Louisiana.
I mean, they've, for the most part, they've been pretty good, but that one was particularly good.
Yup, that one was fantastic.
Yep.
But we got a little off track. What is on track is Bret Owen was at WrestleMania 10 on March 20th of 1994 in the Madison Square Garden in New York City.
Yes.
There were 18,065, I was going to say Screaming Hulkamaniacs, but into my next thing, this is the first Mania without Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
So there's zero Screaming Hulkamaniacs. He's not here.
I mean, I'm sure someone was a Hulkamaniac. They just so happened to also be here.
Fight me.
There's somewhere between 0 and 18,000 Screaming Hulkamaniacs somewhere in the building.
Thank you for that. Dimming down that number to make it very exact. Somewhere between the smallest it could be and the biggest it could be, but I'm sure of that.
Yeah. Somewhere between none and all of them.
With fucking Hogan being gone and his Hulkamaniacs with him for all I care, they were trying to replace him as the face of the company with Bret. And that's pretty obvious because Bret has 2 matches tonight. And the first one isn't super short. Cough, cough, Yoko.
Yeah.
This is also the last WWF appearance for the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
According to my research. And so this match started, there are kind of 2 storylines going into this. So the storyline for the pay-per-view is that this match started at the Royal Rumble when Lex and Bret both went over the top rope. Their feet both hit at the same time. So they were declared co-winners of the Royal Rumble. That is such, they should have done that when Batista and Cena hit the floor at the same time.
They should have done that, but this was part of the story, and that was not part of the story.
I understand, but it would have been a better way to tell the story. I think this is a great storytelling device.
Yeah.
So they had to work it out because how are you going to have 2 matches at WrestleMania? Because it would be unfair, unless you had triple threat, it'd be unfair to the champion. So what they did is they had a coin toss. So the coin toss was essentially if Luger wins, Bret would have a match first with Owen, and if Bret would win the coin toss, Luger would have a match with Crush.
Okay.
So we got the better of the 2.
Yeah.
But, so Lex obviously won, and coincidentally, they were already booking a feud between Bret and Owen. So,
well, there you go.
Coincidentally with air quotes for those of you that are listening on the audio only.
Right.
But the Bret Owen storyline began at Survivor Series. Because they were on a team together. Bret was kayfabe injured, was staggering on the apron. Owen comes running in, bumps into Bret. It causes him to get rolled up, causes him to get eliminated.
Oh.
Owen was pissed. And that kind of started the degradation of the 2 of them. Over the next couple weeks, they would have some confrontations. Owen would demand a match from Bret, and Bret refused to accept. The storyline actually ended up having them reunite. They faced the Quebecers in a tag team match at the Royal Rumble.
Oh.
But during the match, Bret got kayfabe injured again, causing the referee to end the match. Owen gets upset, attacks Bret, restarts the feud. That brings us in to Mania, where we now have the setup of Bret Owen and then Luger and Yoko And then the third match on the night that kind of ties into all this is Bret and Yoko for the title.
Yeah. They probably should have done some research into Bret because he gets kayfabe injured a whole lot. He's probably kayfabe injury prone.
Yep. Kayfabe.
So,
I've never heard that phrase of kayfabe injury prone before, and I love it.
yeah. So you said earlier that they were planning on, like, they were trying to make the new Hogan. It wasn't Bret. They were trying to make Lex the new Hogan. And then they had to hurry up, quick change over to Bret because it wasn't super long after this that Luger jumped ship to WCW on the first Nitro in a puffy shirt.
But I think by this time they had already realized that maybe Lex wasn't going to work out.
Well, yeah, because at SummerSlam this same year, which we will also be looking at because that also has the second part of this duology on it, that's where they had, I'm pretty sure at least, that's where they had Luger face Yoko, or was that the year before this? That was either this year or the year before it.
Hold on.
Where
to the Google machine.
But Luger faced Yoko and like won by countout, and then there was all the ranting and raving, and there was, you know, he had streamers and a big celebration for a win by a countout where he didn't win the title.
I want to say that was 90. I think that was 93, but let me check. I'm on another tab in WWE Network. I'm finding out the hard way.
You're lagging just a smidgy bit, but you're kind of caught up on the audio a little bit.
Yoko and Lex were the year before. It looks like 93 SummerSlam.
Okay, so I think it was probably after that, not too long after that they kind of discovered, oh yeah, Lex isn't gonna do what we want him to do.
Yeah, and then they switched to Bret.
Yeah.
So I apologize, I wasn't more clear on that timeline.
Yeah, but
I did kind of skip over Lex.
Well, and that kind of plays in a little bit to why it was Bret and Lex who both were co-winners of the Rumble.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I didn't have anything else.
I was just gonna say, aren't we lucky that we got to see 2 Bret matches instead of 2 Lex matches?
I know, right?
And isn't it also telling that the only one of these 3 people that had 1 match on the night was Lex Luger?
Yeah. The weird thing about, from what I remember about the Bret Hart Yoko match, didn't it kind of sort of end in like a botch because like Yoko couldn't get his balance right by doing the bonsai drop and just kind of fell backwards off the top rope? Like I'm sure Bret was intended to win anyways, but I feel like that was a rushed finish because I feel like Yoko couldn't keep his balance for the bonsai drop.
Maybe. I don't know, to be completely honest.
I don't know either, but that's my speculation, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, I'm okay with that. I will allow that. We will allow some rumors for Willem to start. But anyways, getting into the card, this one's pretty easy to find. It's the first tag today.
The curtain jerker.
Yup, the curtain jerker. It starts at 10:11 though. For those of you listening along, want to get to that really quick. The card will include a non-wrestler. They had Little Richard perform. I don't remember it being good. I think I mentioned that last time.
Yeah.
And then obviously,
just kind of like skim over the card because we went over a lot of this stuff with the Shawn Razor match. So.
But Little Richard's a big enough name. Come on, gotta get Little Richard in there.
All right.
We had Owen Bret. Bam Bam and Luna had a mixed tag with Doink and Dink. Randy Savage got the chore of working with Crush.
Yeah.
Leilani Kai versus Arundel Blaze.
Arundel Blaze.
Men on a Mission versus the Quebecers. Adam Bomb versus Earthquake. Shawn Michaels and Razor, obviously, for the IC title. And Yoko versus Lex, and then Yoko versus Bret.
I'm surprised that they did those like in quick succession. I would have figured that they would have done Yoko Lex very early on the card because if you don't know this, Yoko's not a small man, and I'm sure he was blown the fuck up by the end of this Lex match.
But here's the thing, is they probably needed they knew Bret could work with a blown up Yoko.
Yeah, that's true.
Bret could have worked a 4-star match with a fucking broomstick. Bret
Brett,
did work a great match with a dude that had spent the last week smoking fucking crack and didn't know what was going on and wasn't physically prepared to be in a match.
Brett could
Like
work a 5-star match with me.
he probably could.
Yeah.
After what he did with Bulldog, he can work a 5-star match with anybody. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He can walk anybody through a match. He was that good.
Well, I mean, he walked Tom McGee through a match. Like, if everybody says that match was just like the hidden gem on the tape trading circuit, and then like that was the match that sold Vince on Tom McGee, and then they went back and like when he did other stuff later on, they was just like, who is this guy? Why did we sign him?
Bret is so good. He got Vince to sign another wrestler.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, you would think they'd watch 2 matches with 2 wrestlers.
You'd think, but no. It
Maybe
was the late 80s, early 90s. This was probably like the start of the downturn, so they were probably trying to get people in.
Yep. Maybe they had to pass the mantle of who you have wrestle the new guys to see what they can do.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they gave it to X-Pac, because Bret just made everybody look too good.
Right. That would make sense.
Anyways, let's go ahead. Let's get into this match because I want to watch it.
Yep. Once again, on the network, this is at 10 minutes, 11 seconds. If you're looking by the tags, it is the second tag in the list. We're going to give 5 seconds for everybody to go ahead and start up.
Go ahead with the countdown, sorry.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good booking.
All right, well, what are your opinions on this match? How many Bronx out of 5 are you giving this one?
I mean, is there any other answer? Do we break our five rule? Like, or
I mean, I'm gonna keep the integrity of the 5.
Well, okay. Well, if you're
5.
gonna keep the integrity of the 5, I was only gonna go 5 1/4 anyways.
All right.
So for now, we're keeping the integrity of the 5. 5.
5.
I'm like half as good as Ty Dillinger. 5.
5.
5.
Yes. I too am going to give it a 5. That was a fantastic match. Had great wrestling, especially for the time period. Bret and Owen are great workers, and they are great workers with each other. There are a lot of cool spots. They ended the match in a very smart way to make Bret still look strong going into his title match with Yoko later on in the night. They did a great job of making Owen look like a chicken shit heel. And even then, even as a chicken shit heel, he still looked super strong going into it because just the amount of offense they had going into this.
Yep. And some of the moves they hit, I don't want to say they innovated, but they definitely did stuff differently.
Yeah.
From the time period, even from now, I saw some stuff in there. When have you ever seen a roll through like what Bret tried to do?
I know, right?
Or get cut off. It's just little different stuff that makes the difference in matches like this, and it's phenomenal.
The only weird thing that I have with the match is it does have to do with the finish. Is what was Bret even trying to go for? I understand that he was probably trying to go for a double roll through to try and get the pin on Owen, but it didn't look like it the way that he set up because he really relied on Owen walking forward for that one. So it looked like he was trying to hit him with something else, and then Owen kind of caught him a little bit.
I was about to get really logical with the match, and I was like, it's fucking wrestling. I was about to say maybe he was going for a move, and then Owen countered by walking forward, and then Bret countered by rolling through, and then Owen countered the counter to his counter, Bret's counter. No, fuck it. It's wrestling. They work together. It's okay.
Yeah. The whole thing came together in a really weird Indian Deathlock.
Yes. The weirdest Indian Deathlock I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah. But yeah, this was a fantastic match. It really kind of did go towards leading Bret on to be the star of the company for the next 4 years, because it would have been 97 that he left. It definitely cemented his position. However, I feel like it definitely did a great showing for Owen, but Owen never really made it up to that same level, even though he was just as good, if not better, in the ring than Bret was. There was just something holding him back, and unfortunately, we never really got to see how that eventually would have turned out, which is very sad. But
I don't want to blame any one person for that incident.
mm-hmm.
But Vince Russo's idea. So let's just never ever have wrestlers come down from the top of the arena ever again.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. I mean, yes, when it works, it's cool. When Shawn did it at WrestleMania, it looked awesome.
I know.
When he ziplined from the top. But the risk does not match the reward.
Or even when like when Sting would come down from the rafters and just abduct people.
It looked awesome.
Yeah.
That one was probably way safer because he was just going right back up so they could just strap the shit out of him.
Right.
But it's like, I never want to see that ever again. Unless you can guarantee someone's safety.
Right. But that's, I don't know. It sucks that it happened. It's arguable that we never got to see the pinnacle of what Owen Hart could have been, but from all reports, he was a year or two away from dropping wrestling entirely because he wanted to spend more time with his family.
Really? Well, that sucks.
Yeah, but who knows now? That's not the point. The match was great. The storyline was pretty good leading up to it, and it leads into our next match that we're going to be watching next Thursday, which is going to be the rematch, Bret Hart versus Owen Hart from SummerSlam of this year.
That one, I believe, is that one for the title? I think it is.
I don't know.
I don't think Bret drops the belt.
Hold on.
And I don't even have it in my notes.
Hold on.
Wow.
I'm checking SummerSlam from this year so I can look and see if it was actually for the title. In the meantime, what is our next match that we're going to be watching on Tuesday?
On Tuesday, so I did, like I said, a little digging today.
Mm-hmm.
And in that digging, Willem, I came up, let me get my piece of paper real quick. I thought it was in there.
Okay.
In there, I came up with something that coincidentally you had mentioned today. And you had no idea that I was even thinking about this.
Okay.
We're going to go back to Halloween Havoc of 1993.
Oh, are we going to watch it?
Foley versus Vader.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
That's going to be some good shit.
That's very funny. When you mentioned that, I'm sure I had a look on my face.
And by the way, the Owen versus Bret Hart match at SummerSlam that we're going to be watching next Thursday is for the WWF Championship.
I thought so. Okay.
Also, in other production news, this Sunday, it is, what's the pay-per-view? I don't even remember what the hell it is. Night of Champions.
To the Google machine. Are you sure it's Night of Champions?
Pretty sure it's Night of Champions. This Sunday, we're going to be watching whatever the hell the name of the pay-per-view is as a watch-along with everybody. However, we will not be watching the pre-show leading up to it because the pre-show, I fell asleep almost twice the last time we watched the last couple of pre-shows because they're awful and there's nothing going on.
Yes. So, for those of you listening, Willem and I had to talk about this. We're going to continue to watch the AEW pre-shows. Mm-hmm. And should a time ever come where the WWE pre-show is good, mm-hmm. we will 100% watch it.
Yes.
This is not ruling it out. It's just the last couple have been bad.
Or if we get enough people in the chat that we're actually, getting some good interaction, we might start up and do the pre-show just so we can have some good crowd interaction, just some talking back and forth with you guys. Because there's no harm in doing that. But until we get to that point, we're just going to skip the pre-show and we're just going to do the main show. So that means that this coming Sunday, we will be here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to watch Night of Champions 2020 live as it airs.
Pause.
Yes.
Clash of Champions.
Oh, fuck.
Something of Champions is definitely happening on Sunday, though.
Weird Indian Deathlock of Champions.
I want a t-shirt now. It's a picture of you and me, like, doing a best friend's hug that says, "Is this an Indian Deathlock?"
Right.
All right. Well, on that note of me having ADHD for a second, I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna call today's episode here. I appreciate everybody, listening on our audio platforms, watching on YouTube, interaction on Facebook, Twitter. Fuck, if you give us enough money, Willem will get an OnlyFans. I don't care. Just whatever it takes. That face you gave when I said that. Oh, there we go. There we go. I got the thumbs up. So, anyway, we will see you guys on
You want to see
Sunday.
this. You want to see this deep V go a little bit deeper.
All right, there we go. That deep V will be even deeper Sunday at 7 o'clock. And we'll see the rest of you guys there. Have a great rest of your week.
Bye, guys. Thank you for coming out.